it's always a pleasure to be having you here on KC2. This is Purpose Rwanda for a purposeful and addiction-free Rwanda. I'm Adam Squizera. Today I'm joined by Frank Rukundo. Frank, you are very welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adams.
Well, before going too far, you may start introducing yourself to our audience as well.
Thank you so much for hosting me today. And like you said, I'm Frank Rukundo. In my daily life, I do civil work, but I also do some mentorship, and I'm a social activist, having engaged with the youth and more of a purposeful life. I have found myself in that area, and it's my passion to serve the youth.
Maybe we got the right person to take us through our topic today, which says what it takes to make dreams serve humanity. So I think, Frank, you will take us through our topic today.
Sure.
Since our childhood, so many people have some dreams, maybe dreams to become something like a doctor, a pilot, let's say a journalist as I am. Like there is a kid out there who's watching either Frank or Adams today and say, hey, I want to be like that person. Then how do we ensure that our dreams are impactful in lives of God's people?
Sure. It's a huge thing, but to me, I always say we take a step by step, because if you look back and see how people are today and how they wanted to live a life today, it's much different, because most of the times we find ourselves wanting to have it all at once, and that's always a barrier and a challenge. But like you said, what should we engage in to be the people we want to be, to make our dreams serve even humanity?
Yeah.
I think first of all we have to create a purposeful life. I like when Purpose Rwanda was introduced, because most of the youth came that side, and they were equipped with values and beliefs that they had to shift, to have a paradigm shift of what they were doing wrong, and we found ourselves doing the right things. So sometimes you also need, you need to have a purposeful life. You need to have a vision of what you want, a focus of what you want, and then you also have to embark this with engaging with people who are doing more than you do, because no man is an island. Even islands need tomboros, so you cannot do it by yourself, but you have to also have this mindset that you can, and also engage it with values and beliefs that might take you to the next level. I will reflect on the words of Allen that said, the vision that you glorify, the ideal that you enthrone in your heart, this you will build your life by, and this you will become. Sure. And I think that has helped me to engage into the things that I believe they might serve me, but also serve people around me. Before I be a disgrace to the society, before I be a disgrace to my country, but I have become a disgrace to myself. So I mean, it all comes to an individual, individual gauge. You see, do you really want this in life? Do you really want this in and then go for that thing you really want, but also engage with people that are doing more than you do.
According to your experience, when you see how your dreams well, do you see are serving an impactfully to the social lives out there?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's 100%, but I would say I'm in line, and that to me gives me a belief that I will also go miles ahead, because like I told you, it cannot come once, out of blue, and it comes like that. No, you only have to take it step by step and build on yourself. So like you asked, I'm seeing myself in a line of what I believe and in line of the standards I have set and values I have set. If at all they are serving me, then and then someone else is copying it the right way, to me it's a plus. But before I do it for someone else, I have to make sure it serves me and it serves the vision I have, the greater picture that I have to go. But like you said, we also have to come together, work as a team, and make it clear that it is not going to fall out of broke.
Sure.
Yeah.
We are talking an addiction-free society, addiction-free Rwanda. Do you think our dreams or life purpose can be a useful tool to fight against addictions, or be either drug addictions or behavior addictions?
It's an interesting question, because before I even hit on the very point you were talking about, first, what are drugs? Like, drugs are, it might be a substance that you take into a living organism, and then it modifies its functions. And then when it comes to the youth and the drugs, of recent, there was an assessment that was done by the Ministry of Youth and together with Chigari Harris Institute, and they found out 52.5% of the youth between 14 and 35 they have engaged in consumption of one or more than one substance of the drugs. And it's irritating. It's very irritating, because allow me to reflect on the quote that says there is no society that can rise beyond the character of its leadership. Sure. When you see the leadership of Rwanda and see where we have come from and see where we are, and then vis-a-vis with what the youth are engaging in, 52% of the youth engaging into drugs, I mean, it is not reflecting the character of the leadership. So, but let me go straight to the very point you said. How does it serve, like, how would dreams make you addiction-free or bring you close to your goals, to your vision? One, they will create realistic expectations. You having dreams and working on them, you will have a life of real, like, which is real. Like, you will not imagine the world you live in. You will live in a world that you are in and be realistic with the goals you have set. And then you go by work against wish. You can't keep wishing, but you go to work for what you expect. Then, I mean, that one will make you not have the time to waste on the drugs and other things. The other thing is, you also engage with the right group of people. If I want to achieve something that is so tangible, I'm not going to engage in two peers that engage in two drugs. No, I will find the likes of Adams. Maybe I want to be a professional journalist. I'll come to seek for guidance from you. Maybe I want to be someone, maybe who, like a sole proprietor. I work for myself, my business. I'm not going to have time to engage with people who are doing the opposite. So I will go within the group that does the very thing that I want to achieve. We are there is a quote that says we are the average of the 5 people we spend most of our time with, and that's for sure. You cannot give what you don't have. If you engage into drugs, then I'm going to give you the expertise of drugs. I'm not going to give you something better than that. So having a dream, having a goal, having a vision, a purposeful life, that will make you like engage into the right direction that you really want.
Sure. Then how does addictions can affect realization of our dreams, in your perspective?
Thank you so much, Adams, and I'll be straight to the point. One, they are time consuming. I mean, if I engage into the drugs, then it will cost me time. And then the other thing is there's a financial strain. You cannot only engage into drugs and then don't get costed. Most of these drugs cost a huge money, so it will make you have a financial strain. And the other thing is complications, health complications. I mean, most of these drugs are like with people who went for psychiatry and know much about mental strength and mental health. They can tell you drugs do some erosion within the head and everything like that. So you are more of addiction icon than you are self confidence with what than you are self confident, because it will take you in isolation. You feel lonely. You feel like you will feel like your peer rejected. You feel like. So, I mean, drugs do more of harm than they can do more of good. And yeah, that's it.
You were saying you can feel isolated from your peers. Then how can our society, meanwhile our peers in general, let's put in that frame of society as well, how can get involved in fighting that war against addictions, hence to that our dreams couldn't be destroyed by addictions?
Yeah, thank you so much, Adams. And maybe those are like some ways of how people can actually be addiction free. I will come to first parenting. Most of us are a reflection of the guidance that we have been engaged into by the parents. Parenting is an essential tool for the growth of people, more so the youth. You actually tend to get 60% of the habits and of the environment that you are in. If you were grown up and then you didn't have a guidance on how to use even the effects of the drugs, you find some of the youth are even doing it out of curiosity, because they are like, let me see like the difference there, you see. So you find out that someone gets addicted, yet they began it out of curiosity because they had no parenting, they had no guidance, they had no supervision upon them. The other thing is I thank the government of Rwanda because they have put some rehabilitation centers, and more of the people that engaged into drugs go there and come even better and begin some. They even do some vocational training the other side, and you find out that they are coming out with some ideas of getting away from addictions. Yeah, and to me, that's a good thing that the government has done, but it also comes back to us, like have a realistic goals, like I was telling you. You also plan ahead, because you're not going to be like thought of by the government all the time. I even like this quote from one of the presidents of the United States, who said, ask not what the government can do for you, but what you can do for the government. We are not a rich country. We are not, the only rich that we have is the youth. So if we engage into addictions, then who do you think will be the next generation of the country? We are losing out, and we will be on a losing end ourselves if we don't actually engage into the right standards, right values, right beliefs. And it's non-negotiable. We have no choice. The only choice we have is engaging into the right mindset, the right things, and the right values, and the right standards. And that's when we are going to make things work for us.
Yeah, sure. I was impressed by the way you reiterated on this thing of parenting. Right? Do you think families play their part in this thing of engaging in promoting or making their children become making their dreams become reality?
Yeah, that's part of the guidance I was talking about. If you, because these are the people that still involve into relishing the dreams of the youth, like the children, like so. If they don't like have a part in it, then we will be having I would say a lugubrious world. So of no people with vision, with the standards, with beliefs. I will keep engaging into that because that's part of it. It's part of the supervision I was talking about. And no one is exclusive. We all have to get into this together and put our efforts in it. I think that's how I can say.
Yeah, sure. You know, everything requires a process, as in this thing of making dreams become reality. There is also a process which might be there, and in that process, challenges are part of it. According to you, what are the approaches which can be used so that these youth or these young people can use to overcome those challenges?
One, like I said before, the government has put some rehabilitation centers, but you don't engage with this person in a poor way of doing things, like you want to hurt them, you want to show them they mean nothing, because any addiction wouldn't go like that.
Sure.
Because the fact is this addiction is built but in a process, like slow by slow. So even like getting addiction free, it's the same thing. You don't tell someone because they are so or marijuana oriented. You tell them like in the morning stop marijuana. You will be like killing that person because they are not going to stop it. So the only thing you have to do is first engage them in other activities. Like let them feel your presence. Like most of those people that have friends, that have parents, let the parent give them time and let them hear from them what is the cause. You cannot wake up in the morning and stop something before you know the cause. Sure. First get to know the cause, get to know why the person is involving into it. If you can do something about it, then go step by step on doing that. And the other thing is you also provide them with tasks. Let them have what to do. Let them have something to engage in. That by that, then you will be helping someone to get out of the addictions.
Well, I'm very glad that you are our fellow youth. Then this question goes to how best will be our future if we will create a generation which has with this drug addiction free. I mean, you are starting by now.
I have to be sincere with you because we are not going to do it 100% like we get out of addictions. More of the youth, like you will have the least number doing it, but the majority also engaging into productive initiatives and other things. But exactly. Like coming to your question, how best do I see that that generation with addiction-free mind, which is addiction-free? One, will be engaging into long-term initiatives. We will be engaging into thinking about our children's children. So we are setting the standards. We will engage into helping other people. Like we will do some initiatives that will help other people, because when you engage into the addictions, the drugs, and get addicted, you can't actually think about the better than tomorrow. You only think today, but you can't think of tomorrow. No. So an addiction-free generation will create an environment which everyone is so interested in getting into. We will create things that actually help the next generations, but also help us now. And we will also have a clear picture of what we want as the youth, because if you engage into addictions of drugs, then you can't think of what is clear for you and clear for the next generation. To me, that's how I think we are going to be a generation that is so interesting, engaging with each other, having a robust relationship with families, friends, because when you engage into the addictions of drugs, you even forget about the work, you even forget about the family, you even forget about anything, friends, a relationship with other people. It all dies, but the opposite will be true when we engage into addiction-free world, like generation.
Then, why does it seem to be a fantasy to some people? Some sees it like it's something which is still a fantasy or dreams that it can't be possible. Do you think so? The same?
I wouldn't think the same, because I will come back to this story. There were two guys at the shores of the sea, and some small fish were thrown there, and they seemed big in numbers. And this Pharaoh came and put one fish, putting it back in the ocean, like removing it at the shores, one by one. And then the other Pharaoh said, "But come on, do you think like you finish up those whole fish like there and you put them in the sea?" He looked at him in the eyes and said, "I know I'm not going to finish all these fish here, but I am sure that the one I will put in the one which will be back in the ocean will make a difference for the one that I put into the ocean." So, the youth, there are those that we think like everything is done, like you can't get anything from them. But those are the most precious when they come back. Like if you put them back in the water, if you put them back in an addiction-free world, it will make a difference. So it's not a fantasy, it's not like wishes only, but I'm sure the government is doing something about it. I'm sure we are doing, as you host me now, it's part of you are doing something about it, and I'm sure there are other groups of people that are also working on this, and we shouldn't feel like it is a fantasy or it's something like if-3 thing. No, it's something that is so achievable and we can do it. So I see it. It's possible, and I mean the youth in Rwanda are not that spoiled that they can't be back on track. Why? They can. As long as we engage with the right strategies of how to do it. Yeah.
So we also appreciate the government that has put some enforcement in that thing. So you gave us a very interesting story, short story here of those people who are on those shores of the ocean. Then this can mark the end of our conversation today. But before we conclude, what can be your final remarks?
My final remarks would be
concerning to this topic, which is very interesting.
Sure. Thank you so much, Adams. I will begin by thanking you for hosting me today, and also the Alabia platform for having us and having had this in place. having this platform. It's also part of it. It's also part of bringing back the addiction-free world, because they know how much it has affected the country. But to my youth, to my fellow youth out there, my message would be, you are not going to make it like in a day or in a minute or in an hour. For those who are who are addicted within the drugs, but when you take it one by one, it will come to normal. You'll be addiction free. And to everyone, to every youth, whether you are addiction free or whether you are drug addict, I would say we have an assignment of doing better than we were just put there to do nothing. We weren't put there to do nothing, and we have assignment. When you see our leadership today, we have an assignment that is much better. We have to learn from the leadership that we have. Like I said before, there's no society that can rise beyond the character of its leadership. Our leadership has set the bar too high. If we don't get involved into the right beliefs, the right mindset, the right values, the right standards, then we have no place whatsoever anywhere in this world, because we have been taught we have to go like all in to actually achieve and make Rwanda and the world a better place than we found it.
Then, Frank, thank you for honoring our invitation, as we also look forward for inviting you in Purpose Rwanda next time.
Thank you so much, Adams, and all the blessings.
Yeah, sure. This marks the end of our today's episode. So this was Purpose Rwanda, for a purposeful and addiction-free Rwanda. I'm Adams Kwizera, and this is KC2.